You run your standard diagnostic checks. The network appears operational, but user connections still time out. The legacy troubleshooting muscle memory you rely on is giving you false positives. Welcome to IPv6 Troubleshooting for System Administrators and Technical Support. Standard diagnostic tools are built on IPv4 assumptions that often fail to detect protocol-specific disconnects. When you apply legacy logic to an IPv6 network, you frequently end up chasing symptoms rather than the underlying configuration errors. Over the next 7 chapters, we will build a comprehensive troubleshooting toolkit detailing the exact CLI commands and packet behaviors needed to diagnose these issues. Identifying the specific behavior of the error on your desk allows you to isolate the problem and find the corresponding fix within this series roadmap. Chapter 1 addresses the reality of dual-stack environments. Browsers use a process called hoppy eyeballs to prefer IPv6, falling back to IPv4 after a 250 millisecond delay. A broken IPv6 path often hides behind a slow page load rather than an outright connection error. This contrasts the two protocols. The IPv4 setup on the left relies on a single address, while the IPv6 interface on the right requires multiple addresses to function correctly. Seeing a link local, a global unicast, and temporary privacy addresses coexisting simultaneously is the intended design. Chapter 2 covers duplicate address detection, or DAD. This mechanism entirely replaces legacy DHCP conflict checks. We will look at scenarios where a cloned virtual machine shares a derived MAC address, triggering a silent network conflict that prevents global connectivity from establishing. To confirm this conflict, check the interface properties and look for the specific DAD failed flag. Chapter 3 focuses on routing, isolating symptoms where hosts randomly lose their default gateway without warning. This occurs because periodic router advertisements replace static DHCP leases. The host relies entirely on these constant network broadcasts to maintain its routing path, failing silently if they stop. Chapter 4 unpacks how the neighbor discovery protocol entirely replaces ARP on the local segment. NDP relies heavily on multicast traffic. When local switches lack MLD snooping capabilities, they default to flooding these requests to all ports, causing severe network-wide performance degradation. Chapter 5 breaks down a classic edge symptom. Small pings succeed, but large file transfers or SSH sessions hang immediately after the TCP handshake. This is an MTU black hole. A small ping traverses the path, but a larger payload hits a size limit and drops. The router generates a packet too big alert, but that crucial alert is frequently blocked by a firewall. Resolving these connection drops requires correcting those inbound firewall permissions or implementing TCP MSS clamping on the router interfaces. Chapter 6 addresses the boundary layer. IPv6-only networks must communicate with external legacy systems using NAT64 and DNS64 translation. Legacy applications fail at this boundary because they rely on hard-coded IPv4 literal addresses, which bypass the DNS synthesis required to make the translation work. Chapter 7 tackles the security dilemma of middle boxes and firewalls blindly dropping necessary traffic. We will detail the specific ICMP-v6 message types that must be permitted through firewalls, specifically types 1, 2, 3, and 133 through 137. We also cover how unknown extension headers or atomic fragments cause immediate connectivity failures when overzealous load balancers drop them. Chapter 8 covers edge cases, like VPN split tunnel leaks, or iOS devices that fail to connect and only display a local FE80 address. We highlight specific dangers, such as a misconfigured Docker container broadcasting rogue router advertisements, which accidentally hijacks traffic for the entire physical host network. Modern containerized and mobile edge environments introduce distinct vectors for network misdirection that do not exist in IPv4. You now have a complete map to triage your specific tickets, whether you are dealing with MTU black holes or rogue containers. But there is a single critical rule you must observe for your firewalls. Aggressively blocking all ICMPv6 traffic will break your network. Without it, you lose neighbor discovery, MTU discovery, and multicast membership. Click on the chapter that matches your current issue to get started. Updating your troubleshooting mindset ensures that your transition to IPv6 remains predictable and maintainable.